Today's video is going to be a fun one because I impulsively signed up for a vendor market a week from today on June 13th, and now I need to get some supplies to make more Beanie Babies. So I always do vendor markets for my children's books. If you're not familiar, I have a couple of those that I've illustrated, and the link to those are in the description below, so check those out for sure. But I want to incorporate the Beanie Babies because they've just been so fun. So I signed up for one. It's at a favorite bar of mine in downtown Mobile, but I don't really have any Beanie Babies left. I gave them all away to my friends and family. So let's go into the craft store and get some supplies. I also want to get some hooks for the back of them, like picture hanging hooks. And I want to get cute bags because I intend to offer Beanie Baby kits. So everything that you need within the bag, but not put together. And those I'll sell a little bit cheaper, but it'll be something that it'll take me very little time to put together and offer up at the market. So let's go. For all of my DIY Beanie Baby taxidermy needs, I am back at Hobby Lobby, especially for the wooden plaques. I don't know who the distributor is or who Hobby Lobby has an in with, but these little plaques are the best on the market. You can see I grabbed a full variety. I wanted to make sure I had tons of sizes and shape options. I grabbed the 2 hearts because I love the heart so much. From there, I found a mesh bag for 99 cents, and those I'm going to use for the little DIY kits. And then I also grabbed some of this fabric from the fabric section, and you'll see what I'll be doing with that in a minute. Off camera, I did put these little picture hanging hooks on the back of majority of my plaques. I did get some of those from Hobby Lobby. I just didn't film it while I was in there. From there, it is time to zone out and paint all of these plaques. So I like to start with I like to start with the hearts, honestly. I swear they are just my favorite. So pink, obviously, for the heart, and then I did too much, so I had to add to the little circle just all the extra paint. Red, because that's going to go along with that Alabama fabric that you'll see. And then I decided to go for a classic lilac purple on the second heart. And truly, I'm just like going through the rainbow. I try to go as long as I can without having to wash my brush. So I did like a blue, and then I added in some yellow, and then I added in some more yellow and some white, and I'm just like slowly moving through the rainbow. I did go inside and wash my little foam brush to get that yellow, and then moving into orange. I think I moved my way back to pink. But either way, I think I had like 20 of these total, or 15 maybe. And I just wanted to get a coat of paint on every single one, as you can see, just to ensure that I had all of my options available to me. I let those dry for a couple hours, and I moved on actually to a couple of plaques that I had previously painted. So these ones I've had in my craft bin for a while, and I decided as I was allowing the other plaques to dry that I would move on to actually pinning up some Beanie Baby stuffed animals to these plaques. As you can see, I started with my little frog. I got him for like $2 or $3 at the thrift store, and that was before I found the 94 Beanie Babies at that vendor market a few weeks ago. And I decided to dissect him. He's actually a little finger puppet, so I just glued up his little finger puppet hole and did my classic designs around the edges. I love this little like almost like watercolor fabric that I got from my friend Madison. So shout out Maddie for giving me all of your craft supplies. The fabric made me think of like Monet, like the watercolors in his classic style. So as I was putting this little frog together, I ended up doing some lily pads on the edges. You'll see that in a minute. I don't actually have any footage of it, but really the fun part about the frogs is when you're putting together the dissection portion, you have to think to yourself, what in my craft bin looks like internal organs? Like what looks like an intestine? And it just makes it that much more fun. I definitely played around with it far too much just to perfect it, but I couldn't help myself. Every single little frog gets a heart. Look at how cute. And then here are the lily pads I was talking about. Those are actually the flowers and the leaves from my Flitter the Butterfly DIY. I'm very proud of myself and my ingenuity to figure that out. Next up on the docket, I decided to add all the trim work to this bigger display. I knew at this point I wanted to do something funky with maybe multiple Beanie Babies, but I wasn't exactly sure, so I finished up this trim and then moved on to something a little simpler. Right. We've got a few finished plaques and it's time to add some characters. So I've got one horse because I want to do like a pink pony club for this one. And this is little Derby. How cute. With these Beanie Baby Taxidermy plaques, it truly is a wash, rinse, and repeat situation. I painted my plaque, put on the fabric, put on the trim along the perimeter, and then now I've cut up my Beanie Baby and glued it to the plaque. This one was specifically inspired by this little cowboy hat. I found it in the clearance section at Hobby Lobby, and the second I saw it, I was like, I need to do a Pink Pony Club theme. I have little Derby as my one horse in my collection, so obviously he got the honor to be the pink pony of the Pink Pony Club. I had to take off a few strands of his mane to make room for the collar, and I decided to glue them to the underside of the hat, and tell me how precious that is, like how adorable. From there, lots of gems, lots of pink, lots of silver added all along the edge and to his hat. I just really wanted to lean into the gaudy theme. And here is little Derby all ready for the vendor market. Now we are back with what I decided as the two twin cats to go on this larger display. So obviously cutting them up, RIP, thank you for your service. And I ended up deciding to put them side by side, and you can see I'm playing around with the positioning and how close they need to be, and I finally decided to bite the bullet and cut off each of their interior arms, and I just stuck them inside of themselves, kind of like when you take off a jacket or a shirt and the sleeve gets caught like inside out. Now obviously gluing them on. I, looking back, wish I had done it just them slightly closer together, but we live and we learn. My god, look at how cute. So the intent wasn't necessarily to make it look like they were like connected. I had to get the arms out of the way because they were just too bulky. That's really annoying. I somehow didn't get any of this on film, but they're holding a little heart now. I somehow didn't get any of that on film, but all I did was glue the arms down onto the chest with just a dollop of hot glue, and then just glued the hands to the heart. It was very simple. From there, finishing touches for the hats, and I just really had so much fun doing like blue on one side and purple on the other. Anywhere where one cat was blue, I made its twin the purple version of it, and it was just really, really fun. From there, I got to put the finishing touches on, as always, my little bow, and I like to do like a little gem or a heart in the center. And to be honest, they pulled the heart apart like the next day I woke up, and it was no longer attached. So what I decided to do was I went back to Hobby Lobby. I ended up finding this baby blue velvet bow, which I added on, as you can see here, and it's a much better adhesion with the hot glue. From there, I have this little dog. You didn't see me make him. I stopped doing all the filming, and I did do little Beanie Baby kits, which was so fun. So you can like build your own. Obviously have to add in Ears the rabbit from a DIY a couple videos ago. And this is Big Al. This is the final product of the fabric that I bought at Hobby Lobby, but I didn't end up showing you any of the footage of. So let's take all of these Beanie Babies and all of my books to the vendor market and see what we can do on this beautiful Saturday in Mobile, Alabama. I'm not sure I actually mentioned this, but this is my very first market with anything else besides my children's books. So I was a little nervous, but I got lots of compliments, and all of my children's books are available on Amazon. Click the link below if you'd like to purchase one. We are back from the vendor market at Monroe's in downtown Mobile. And as you can see, you may be able to count, I have all of my Beanie Babies. So I did all that work to prep all these Beanie Babies just to not sell any. So maybe it was the, like the wrong customer market. Maybe I priced them too high. I got lots of compliments on Goochy. I got lots of compliments on the frog and my little twins up here, but no one pulled the trigger. I sold one coloring book from US Coast Guard ABCs, and I sold one of my Beanie Baby kits. So if you're interested, everything you see here is for sale. You can go ahead and message me over on Instagram at Audrey Gaynier. And I'm working on a website, and it should be done very, very soon. When it is, I will make an announcement. They will all be available on my website. I just have to give credit to people who do this as their bread and butter, as their like livelihood. People who depend on these markets. I've had some really, really good markets, and this one was by far, from a profit perspective, definitely my worst. But I mean, I had an excuse to sit for a couple hours and read my book and sit in the sunshine. So definitely not a bad day by any means. Thank you so much for watching.